Hey guys, what's up? It's Brandy here. I have finally my husband on here who was willing to come on here, and I'm so thankful to have him in my life, and I wanted to introduce him to you guys as well. So this is my husband, Chase.
Hello.
We're actually going to talk about today the simple living and the minimalism. I know a lot of people are taking this on, and there's many different types. So Chase, would you like to?
Oh boy.
So I think today what we are going to talk about is a little bit of minimalism versus simple living, and just kind of get both of our takes on that. I see a lot of women out there doing minimalism videos, zero waste videos, and things like that. But I don't see too many men talking about minimalism from their standpoint and to get their kind of views on things. So I'm bringing him in here, and I'm so happy to have him here. So I hope that you guys like him as much as I do, and we'll get started. And I just want to ask him a couple questions here to make sure that, I mean, I might learn some things here, and he may learn some things as well from me. So, Chase.
Yes.
These are our
Hello.
people.
Nice to meet you. I hear a lot about some of you.
Yeah. So I just kind of wanted to get your take on, like, when you think of the future and simple living, like, where do you want to be at? What are your goals for the future? And I'm like, I know that it's addicting for a lot of people, and I just kind of want to get his standpoint on what he feels about that, and if he's, you know, been a victim to the addiction. So.
Well, first off, thank you for having me, and thank you all for taking time to watch this. I know this is an exciting new little journey for me to be a part of this virtual world, and the idea of being able to share without a lot of anxieties that can come with communicating in more of a group scenario and stuff. So I appreciate you all taking time to watch this and learn from who we are, and hopefully we'll learn more about who you guys are and such. But future hopefully shares with Brandy's is what we come together. I mean, a lot of times in a relationship, it's can go, you know. So it's important to try to communicate, and we've learned, and I've learned the importance of why that is important. But I hope what I see with minimalist, and I don't know exactly the other term Brandy is using. I'm kind of new to the lingo in that sense. I feel like the lifestyle I'm not too new to, because I've always wanted to have things kind of simpler, and I'm a numbers person, so cost and how much it takes to survive, and it used to be the idea. Honestly, some of it got to a point where the number was important to have, what the future may hold. Like, how much will you end up in your bank account this year, so that way you've somewhat succeeded as an individual. But now there's more meaningful things that you can feel and see, that know that you're succeeding as an individual. That's not a dollar amount. So, but I kind of go everywhere really when I conversate, so
That's okay.
It's maybe not the easiest to follow, but I do know that it's been exciting to see, Brandy kind of cycle through getting rid of stuff and not holding on to things, and encouraging us to do the same, and encouraging Caden in that manner, because nobody wants to be left with a mess in a sense either. So why not start now and start, developing fundamentals for our life structure? And but no, I like, what we hold, and one thing, the old dream was, it's not the same dreams anymore. I mean, as far as it's important for you to know how to take care of yourself, because you don't always know, who to trust, and what to believe on the news, and So why not learn how to do it all yourself?
I quit watching the news a long time ago, and I think with us living in a small town, Caden is subjected to a lot of, I'm not going to say rich people, because rich people, can be as humble as I feel like anybody. But I feel like some people in smaller towns have to kind of keep up with the Joneses. And I do not want my kid going into a society where he thinks everything should be handed to him. I want him to be grateful for everything that he has, and to not always think that, buying the new gadget or the new toy is just going to fill his void of happiness. I mean, this is like a call out to parents. Like, what's going on? This is a stronger call out. It's almost like we're compensating toys instead of us being there. So what's important for me? My family is very important for me. My spiritual and mental growth is very important to me. Yeah, and I would say
that probably sometimes needs to come first in order to protect the family sense of what you need to do.
Yeah, you always must take care of yourself first. If you cannot take care of yourself and be that person that you were meant to be, that you were brought here on this earth to be, you're not going to be able to take care of anybody else. We were sent here for some reason. We don't know what it is. But for me, I know it's not to obtain materialistic items. I know what things are important to me. And those things I want to have an abundance in. Happiness. I want abundance of that. But I also want it to go further. I want it to, I just want to feel a sense of gratitude and gratefulness for all of the bad stuff that I've went through that I didn't know at the time why I was going through that, and questioning, being mad, why am I having to go through this? I cannot get a break. And it was because of something higher or beyond myself in the universe that was sending me somewhere, saying, just this is where you're supposed to be right now, and this is going to take you right where you need to be.
But trusting that sometimes is you're anxious to
especially
trust the
as
process.
Especially as a kid.
Even as I've developed in my 20s and now we're in our 30s now, but trying to trust the process of that is tough.
Yeah, for sure. So, and I think, and I haven't really told you guys a lot of my background, nor all of the stuff that I've been through. I've shared with you guys a lot of deep things that I don't share with a lot of people here in my real world. But I grew up with an alcoholic mother, and basically every time she'd do something, it's like a repetitive cycle. Every time she'd do something she wouldn't remember, then she'd buy me something, and think that could win me back her love or the acceptance that I needed, instead of showing me. It's all now, I see it. It's in the actions of, your kids are watching you and they're picking up on every single thing that you're doing. So if you're having the materialistic mindset of, I need this, I want that, it's being portrayed onto your kid, and it's just, you're not being able to stop the cycle.
Well, and these too much freedom sometimes.
And now we take so much for granted.
About it. We all complain too much. Let's be real. We all have a tendency just to find the negative first. So that's what we're trying to adapt and change about. Because it's not how we want to see Caden find a way. So.
And we're only here for a short ass period of time. So how do you want to leave your imprint in the world? And I think for me, it was a mind thing. Going through my stuff, it was just almost freeing. What do I need to get by? What is the smallest amount? Okay, there's certain stuff that, yes, I like. As a female, I like, you know, beauty stuff. So if I like that stuff, then I'm going to invest in that stuff. But this other stuff that's not as important to me, I can really downsize those things. And it's such a freeing experience. And it also, like, once you start the minimalism journey, it is a life journey. It, like, takes you into a whole nother ball game that, you know, I wasn't even expecting going into. So, you know, I think it's almost addictive if, you know, you...
You know, what is your addiction? You know, it balanced life, but minimalism and being organized and knowing your body and knowing yourself and knowing your you know, future and having a game plan is powerful. And I'm thankful to be a part of this video. I didn't really know if I wanted to be on videos or not. My son likes this video thing too.
Yeah.
And you know, but I feel good, you know, talking a little bit and just talking out loud, and maybe if you want us back together, you could let her know, and so that way I wouldn't feel intrusive into your private, you know, because that is a blessing with the virtual world, is if managed, the privateness of it and all that is, you know, to be able to interact and share and be free from the views you're taught. I mean, make your own views. So, give us some comments, right? What does Kaden always say? Like the button, please. And maybe share us.
I don't ask for that stuff.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Kaden's always saying.
I just have a small community of people where we get each other and, you know, like-minded people. That's who I want to hang around. I don't want to be boggled down by negative people, and, you know, because I can be hard on myself already, you know, with my bipolar. It's already up and down enough as it is, as you guys already know.
Well, I'm glad to be on, so.
Yeah, and... Well, I wanted to also ask you a few more questions about, I know recently, whenever I was first starting this crazy minimalism journey of my own, like what was going through his mind through the way we were living before.
So how far, what time frame are we looking
at? When I guess you first thought I was crazy about, like, this, she seriously, like...
Well, the first time I thought she was crazy was way before anything was minimalist, though. But in a good way. But, because there's good crazy.
Yeah, there's good crazy.
But I never really tried to put the perspective too much on the idea it was crazy. I think what I would get sometimes would be kind of somewhat annoyed or bothered by the idea of the repetitiveness sometimes that it felt like. For me, I felt like I was kind of already living in my own way, not necessarily to, you know, the certain extreme of getting rid of it and cleansing and clearing. Like, I would still hold on to certain stuffs in a pack rack way, but I would just reorganize my crap so it would look neat. But so I would say that how long do you think this journey for you has been going on totally?
I mean, I was doing minimalism before I started my YouTube channel, and I don't know, like I was an ignorant minimalist, just throwing stuff away. I would say more than a year.
And that's a good thought, is the ignorant minimalist. No, your question to me was, you know, how did I feel or react, right?
Yeah, I mean,
your first, you know, coming out, in the sense, coming out, to the idea of this is a lifestyle that I really want our family to be a part of. So there was that transition where it was just her, and then the transition to where it was like, okay, please listen, please maybe follow without saying follow, but please come on board, and again, in a relationship, communication. So it was not necessarily that we weren't sending vibes prior to her cleansing and going through stuff. I mean, and really analyzing and not just trashing it, but finding a way to give it to somebody else to find a way that they could use it and stuff like that. But no, I know that Brandy I think maybe you felt that at times I'm not being supportive, but just me, my stubbornness, a lot of times it's more of just follow my path and you know, and my thought about what we, you know, should just get rid of. And Brandy never really totally pressured me to, like, you need to do this, but finally, like, it's like the simple thing with the closet. It's just like, okay, damn, I have, you know, over 100 hangers on my side, and somebody else has 14, 15, and it's kind of like, okay, so how about that?
I know that I was talking to you, like, strongly about wanting to convert a bus into a living area, or go to the tiny house community, or just...
And we went to that you know, they had a local type vendor come in and try to market the tiny house movement, which is not, doesn't seem to be, to me, is it still a lot viral, big and stuff, or I mean, is it just overwhelmed and now that it's not?
I don't know.
I don't do much on the computer.
I think that there's a movement of people that there's certain types of people that live within this community. I don't think it's for everyone, nor would I know if it's for me unless I tried it. But I was willing to go out on a limb, and
I think I felt supportive in that sense.
He did. Yeah. But it was more me, I think, forcing the idea of, hey, instead of us having this nice comfy mattress, why don't we sleep on mats on the floor with our pillows, and then we can just roll them up. Like, I wanted to live with the absolute minimum amount and, like, most natural products that I can, like, multi-purpose, and just live with, like, as little as I possibly could with what I felt comfortable with. So I think with, you know, having a son in our situation, it's probably not ideal. But I just kind of wanted to pick his brain and be open about it, because I know that I've done a lot of changing over the past 2 years, and I was just kind of pushing his bounds to see where his mind was at. How do you feel when, you know, I go through things, like, say for instance, I have a little pile going on here, right? Things that have holes in them. Like, you can obviously see holes in them.
I'm surprised. Where did you? I guess that's that.
I've had this for years. I love this shirt. It's got holes in it.
I got a pair of jeans like that. I mean, within reason. How? I mean, for me, how do I feel when you start, like, having a time where you're choosing to say, like, you'll say, okay, I'm going to go through some stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I feel supportive anymore. I mean, I think it's good. I sometimes try to sneak through what she goes through. And maybe see if there's any indication of things like, you know, maybe I ought to keep that, because I think a good future topic is, you know, there's clearing and going through that, and then there's, like, there's some resources out there that it makes sense in a scenario to reuse or find a new method for. Talking now, I lost it again, but
if it comes back to you, let's circle back around to that. I think that we were cleaning out the bottom of our stairs. Like, we had all sorts of memorabilia from when we were younger. And Chase had come across a box of mine from, you know, years of journaling and stuff like that.
A good sized container box.
Yeah. Chase says, do you want to go through any of this? I said, no, I didn't need it before. You know, when's the last time I've looked at that? And when's the next time I'm going to look through that? And I said, don't even show me what it is. I just want to get rid of it. And I think that's important for a lot of people. And for me, that feeling, and I don't know if Chase knew at the time, but it was like a cleansing. Like, I was letting go of all of those things, because I believe that
and that's a big part about living, letting go.
Yeah.
Not holding on. Not the stuff to the idea of fear or past. And so it was kind of like, for me, I was confused, because I said, well, hold on now, because what if something else is in the bottom? So of course I needed to go through it a little bit, but pretty much just let it go.
Yeah.
Do I agree to that always? Because I try to think about what to keep and have Caden remember. And in this world we live in, there's a lot of ways to keep it pretty simple through flash drives or different settings as far as pictures and stuff. But I don't know. I definitely have a lot of growth there still, in the sense that I sometimes want to over excess or like, even I buy cheaper shoes because I go through them a lot, right? So I tell myself, but I somehow seem to, once they get to a certain point where I can't work anymore, they still stay around the house. And then I slip into them, and Brandy's always like, "Oh, we gotta pick up these shoes," and there they are. I'm like, okay, but I only end up with like one nice pair at a time. But I don't know. There's bad habits in all of us.
Oh, everybody's got bad habits. Everybody does.
We want to strive to excel, to be stronger people through. And I would encourage people that are running the journey maybe alone, and sense that it's important for me, like, to have someone physical, someone that wants to live, similar and with this journey, because trying to balance, yes, like the idea of, I can't get the other person. Well, maybe it's more important to you to just do what needs to be done, take care of you. So
yes.
Sometimes we've had conversations that deep where it's, should we stop? Should we move forward? I know one thing I was going to call you out earlier back in some of the conversation when you were talking about, going through stuff, and I don't want a mattress. I don't want, it's like I'm going to sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say any more, so you can comment below and ask her for the rest of, some of the sleep patterns, we went through, if she feels comfortable sharing. But, we've tried a lot of different things. I think that's good, because if you just stay stagnant in the idea that everything, is not a roller coaster, then your heartbeat might just be confused, because life is jumping around, and my object for me is to take control of scenarios that I can see bettering myself and simplifying my life, and becoming somewhat of a master of that. Because even back, Mike Freeman was so I know some old cats that have been living a certain lifestyle that was minimalist before minimalist was minimalist, and there was a term for it, and sometimes that was because of the economy for them not being able to really survive, and there's that kind of minimalist lifestyle, where they've learned. They said, okay, well, I'm forced to be living simple, so I'm going to have to live simple. I'm going to stay living simple. And they've realized how, all right, I'll make my $20,000 a year, and know what my budget is to live and eat and stuff. So power to those old school cats.
I do too. I mean, they're used to that. I just bounce all you guys know. So this year is going to be a test, an exciting test in my eyes. There's Mila, if you could see her. We just paid off a larger amount for our vehicles.
Yes, we did.
And I know it made him nervous, but for me it was like a sigh of relief, because that is so much less on our shoulders that we're gonna have to live. I don't want any debt. That is my goal. And if we can still live comfortably but within a budget this next year of being who we truly are but minimally, I think that's so great. And I don't know how Chase feels about, how all that ties in together, but
well, I just think it ties in the sense that is our goal. If you are going in, so this video is what, the 28th? She might want to go outside. This is on the 28th or so of December, and we're looking into 2018.
Yeah.
So that number for us is 11, and that number for us means something. So if you're not a believer in numbers, find one. It's a good thing. It's a cool. It's a reminder of the simplicity of a scenario. You have an experience. You see a lot of numbers, see a lot of stuff, but sometimes the same number arises. So Yeah, we paid the debt, and the debt, was good to pay. It felt good to pay, but when you work for yourself for some years, and for me, a challenge of trying to build something for the future of your family in a financial setting, which I think I stated earlier on in this video, was semi-transpired, has changed through the help of your decisions and this minimalist, the simplicity, and just kind of working with me on the things that are important to me in my journey the last 10 years. So I'm kind of excited for sure to see what happens. I hope that we can kind of maybe, through this process of what you're doing, you'll find ways to hear about things and learn, and you guys share ways of things that you're doing to simplify your life. And every once in a while, something grabs you, and I'm like, Brandy says she heard some stuff, and then I might have to fact check that or somehow, but no way, and then we work on trying to develop, sometimes. So we could probably list some of the things that we have done and have found a way, because we were able to, in a certain amount, save. Before the minimalists were getting rid of stuff, we were already very disciplined about the finance side of the money you make and how you strategize getting through, paying stuff. So I'm kind of proud of us for sticking with that and doing that and paying a good substantial amount of debt down in a short amount of time, in 2 years of time. And now knowing that, okay, well, we did that, so now we have assets that can allow us to live off our land and do different things through that opportunity. And thank you, customers, if you ever follow through, get a hold of this somehow and run into Brandy and I. We've worked hard for you, but we're grateful for you too. What's up?
Well, I wanted to say also something about what I see in our son. I think it's somehow programmed into them through the school or media or advertising or something, but impulse buying. I know for me it was such a hard thing to try to detoxify or change my setting of mind when I went into a store and felt like I have to get everything. Instead, make a list and get only everything on that list. And that was so hard the first few times that, I did it. But if you can stay disciplined and just get in the habit of just trying, just one step in front of the other, and know that you're going to fail. And know that it's okay that you fail. None of us are perfect. We're all on the same team here, and we're all here to support one another. But
did you say know that you probably going to fail?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She probably will, and it's all right, because for me, she says impulse. I hear obsessive compulse, and the idea of more, need, or comfort. So I think it's the balance of that cycle of the brain, which I would be a very strong hypocrite to tell you that I'm very good at it, because
none of us are good at it. I mean, that's why the advertisers are so good at their job. We almost have to deprogram what they've programmed into us, to stop that impulse buying, and just to look around and
list some things that you used to impulse buy.
I used to impulse buy.
Mila, we know you want to be in the video.
She just loves to be a diva.
Oh, can they see her? I almost feel like I broke her neck trying to get her.
They've seen her before.
Hannah's jealous over here.
I used to impulse buy a lot more makeup than I do now. I am trying to empty stuff. Like this, for example, is gone. This is a little perfume bottle. I have one more spray bottle that I can go through. And I said, I'm not allowing myself to buy any more of the spray perfume until I get rid of that one. So I have nice perfume that I go out in. And then I have body spray that I just wear on a regular basis. And then I have my oils and stuff like that.
She still smells good. I can tell you that. Even with this limited resources.
So I think our dog is trying to tell us something. So I appreciate you guys watching. Let us know if you have any other questions or if you'd like Chase to come back on. I have enjoyed having him on here. He's the love of my life, and I'm so happy that he's in my life for so many reasons. He is more supportive than I see a lot of other people be. So, thank you, Chase, for letting me have my individuality and
absolutely
let me be me.
I love you, and together we're better, and I thank you for your patience on letting me grow and learn about your old struggles that I do know very personally about, to trusting into my decision making, and I'm thankful. So I love you.
I love
you
you
end
too.
it with like a little kiss? All right.
And we're very thankful for you guys, and we will see you next time.
Be an individual. Stay strong.
Love you guys. Bye.